All right, we should be in here. Let me double check and make sure we're good. Y'all know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you could hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you could see me. Hopefully everybody's doing well. We should be back in the building, and welcome to another YouTube live stream. Good afternoon to all of y'all. So glad to see y'all in here. I'm your host ClassE at patreon.com/ClassEbeats. By the way, the link is in the description. Make sure y'all check it out. Thank you to Taco Tuesday for the 1 in the chat. Wow, what a crazy show we're going to get into today. We got to get into the Tepe murders. We're going to be talking about Michael McKee. He made his first appearance in court. We're going to get into that shortly. We've got to talk about what's going on in Minnesota, and specifically Minneapolis, because there's some good things, there's some bad things. And as we know, with the tragic shooting of Renee Good, a lot of tension there in Minneapolis. We're going to talk about it here shortly. But before I do, I got to say what's up to the people, man. Good afternoon. Good to see y'all in here. Thanks for stopping by. Of course, we've got my beautiful, awesome, amazing Amy E is in here. Mr. Brown's in the building. Les Cleaver, J Buckmaster, Two Fly, Virginia Wiley is in the building. Taco Tuesday. It's still your day, even though it's Wednesday. Good to see you. And thank you to everyone else who is stopping by as well. So good to see y'all. I know we've got people from across the globe too. Shout out to Bonnie in Scotland. Wow. Thank you for being here, Bonnie. We ain't got no quitters in the building. Says, hello, everyone from the hospital. Are you in the hospital? We ain't got no quit. Let us know what's going on, and let me know how we can pray for you. Hopefully you're there either visiting, maybe, and it's not something serious. Either way, let us know how we can pray for you. If you're just working, we'll still pray for you that you make it through your work day. Hopefully everything is well. We're going to go ahead and get right into it, guys. We got a lot to cover, but as always, I have to ask and beg you to like the video. Likes are free. It takes less than a second to do. It lets the algorithm know you guys are enjoying the show. It shares the video, channel, and all that with more people. So thank you again to everyone that's liked the video so far. I appreciate y'all, and it helps out a lot as well. So first off, we are not going to get straight into our topic. I want to let y'all know and give you guys some information, because we were talking yesterday about Alan Jackson. We went over his interview, and he teased that him and Karen Reed are starting a podcast. Well, thankfully, one of the people in the comments on the videos that I posted said that they knew which channel it was. And I think we found the channel. So shout out to the comments for always helping out. It looks like the channel that Karen Reed and Alan Jackson are going to have is called The Reed Files, at The Reed Files over on YouTube. And the description says an exclusive look into the Karen Reed civil trial, where you will get unique access to Karen and the team as they continue to fight to expose corruption. So I'm going to drop the link actually in the comments for y'all as well, so you can go ahead and make sure you go over there and check out the channel. I subscribe. It actually looks like they're going to have a fundraiser today hosted by the Young Jerks. So this seems pretty legit. So make sure y'all stay on the lookout for that. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be crazy. And I'm definitely interested in seeing what type of content that Alan Jackson and Karen Reed have over there. So make sure, if y'all haven't yet, go check out the channel. I dropped a link for y'all in the chat as well. They have a couple videos out, which aren't really anything, but it's cool. They have some short form videos out, mainly of Alan Jackson going into the house there at 34 Fairview. Pretty wild.
And once you get done with that, now inside that room is some flooring, correct?
Yep.
Or is
So yeah, y'all go over there and check out the Reed Files YouTube channel. And I can imagine I've seen this channel before. I just didn't realize it was Karen Reed and Alan Jackson. Also, we got to highlight some of these super chats before we get into our main topic. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Brown, in here dropping the 10 bomb. Just showing love. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Continuing to pray for you as well. Appreciate you being here, and thank you for the continued support, man. That is amazing. Just dropping the 10 bomb, didn't even leave a comment. Thank you, man. And hopefully you're doing well too. Always good to see Mr. Brownie here. And I didn't mention this earlier, I will be reading super chats as we go throughout the show too. So thank y'all for dropping the super chats in there. Let me see. What else do we say, Virginia? Oh, okay. Nope. We ain't got no quit set. Thanks so much. Me too. I sure am. I've had the flu and a fever for 12 days. No. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that. We ain't got no quit. We got some sickness going around in our house too. Hopefully everybody starts to feel better soon. Dang, Definitely praying for you. Thanks so much. Me too. I was just in the hospital in September. I had lung cancer. Oh, that's right. And they cut 15% of my lung. Yeah, definitely will be in prayer for you. We ain't got no quit. And keep us updated too. Thank you for being here. Got No Quit is the name of one of their videos. Yep. Jay Money's in here as well. The big dog's in the building. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it because we've got a lot to cover in a short period of time. This is going to be a quick one. So we've been covering everything that was happening with this Tepe murder. If you don't know the background of it, it's absolutely tragic. This woman, this poor woman, Dominique, now Tepe, at the time was McKee. She was married to a gentleman for a couple years. She realized they weren't compatible. Things didn't match. They got divorced. Then she remarried shortly after. She had 2 kids. I believe they're 4 and 1. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that. The kids are 4 and 1, and she married her husband. Now, her and her husband lived in their home, having a great life together, seemingly, and they were tragically murdered in their home while the kids were there. Now, the kids were not harmed, thank God, in all of this, but it's a sad, tragic situation to see. Now, it turns out that her ex-husband, Michael McKee, was the one involved in this murder. Allegedly. He was then arrested, and now he is going to be standing trial for the murder of not only her, but for the murder of her husband as well. They do not have a murder weapon at this point, according to the police. And now we're going to get into hearing from the Columbus police on some updates they have when it comes to this investigation. Check this out.
1400 block of North 4th Street on a well-being check. Officers arrived at scene and located the 2 adult victims suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. We now know that they were identified as Mr. Spencer Tepe and Mrs. Monique Tepe.
Sad.
Their 2 small children were also found in the residence, physically unharmed. On January 10th, 2026, detectives filed warrants charging Michael D. McKee, 39, with 2 counts of murder in the deaths of Spencer and Monique Tepe. Mr. McKee was arrested in Rockford, Illinois without incident. He's currently incarcerated in the Winnebago County Jail and awaiting extradition to Columbus. We believe at this point we have the person responsible for the murders of Monique and Spencer Tepe in custody. And that person is Michael McKee.
Wow.
This is still an active and ongoing investigation. Detectives are still going through evidence, tips, and videos. We can't speak to all the specific details related to this case, so we don't want to jeopardize the ultimate goal of conviction. But what we can say, this was a targeted attack.
Looks like it.
This was a domestic violence related attack, as we know.
And also there's allegedly video of Michael leaving the crime scene at some point the night they were murdered.
McKee is the ex-husband of Monique Tepe.
Dang.
We can say that we have the suspect's vehicle on neighborhood video surveillance arriving just before the murders and leaving shortly after.
Dang.
Detectives were able to link this vehicle to McKee. The vehicle was located in Rockford, Illinois, and evidence was found that showed McKee in possession of the vehicle before and after the homicides.
Wow.
We can also say that multiple weapons were taken from the property of McKee. And there is a preliminary link from our NIBIN to one of the weapons that ties it to the homicides. I want to say that our detectives work around the clock to be able to solve this case. But it's equally important to know that while this is gaining national attention, we work around the clock to solve all of our homicide cases. I'd like to bring the mayor up now to say a few words.
Wow, that's sad, man.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you all for joining us this morning. I want to thank Chief Bryant, the women and men of the Homicide Division who have done an incredible job on this case and so many other cases, 100 cases solved in 2025 because of their tireless work and professionalism and tips and information from the community that helped us achieve such incredible solve rates. I want to thank also members of the press for sharing timely information, including the video footage of the person of interest that we know now is Mr. McKee. Members of the community for supporting CPD's investigation and for continuing to pray and support the Tepe family, particularly these little children. Just want to take a moment to express gratitude, grief, and resolve, not only for myself, but for the entire Columbus community. Grateful to the Division of Police for their professionalism and persistence and for their tireless work and collaboration that led to this arrest. You followed the facts and evaluated every credible lead with intentionality, integrity, and care for the victims and their families. I also want to thank members of the community who stepped forward with video footage and tips. Like so many cases CPD solved in 2025, the public helped us work this case. It's a clear example of how public safety is strongest when police and community are working together. I'm encouraged by the cooperation that continues to grow between our police and our residents. I pray this collaboration will help us prevent violent crime from happening in the first place, but it's also a powerful, powerful tool for solving crime when it does occur. The tips that were submitted in this case mattered, and I'm grateful to the residents and businesses who shared information. As Chief described, this was a targeted domestic violence attack that resulted in the deaths of 2 people and irreparably changed the lives of their children, families, colleagues, and friends. Our hearts remain with Spencer and Monique, their loved ones, and especially the children impacted by this unimaginable loss. As this case now moves through the criminal justice process, we'll continue to respect this investigation and allow investigators and prosecutors to do their work. As Chief said, we will not do or say anything that will compromise the likelihood of a conviction. One thing we can still offer this family is the best possible chance at a conviction and justice for this unspeakable crime.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you have to, if you try and find the positive, the only thing I could see is maybe that the kids were so young. Hope to God that one of the kids didn't try and go into their parents' room or hear anything, that they won't remember this. But it's terrible, terrible situation. Y'all know we're going to be following this case as well as it goes on.
We could also continue to lift up this family in our thoughts and prayers.
Yep.
I will continue to lift up every one of the 84 families that lost a loved one due to violence in 2025. And I know the Chief and the Division of Police will too, in their thoughts and their actions. I know this case has taken on national interest.
Yeah.
But I want to tell each of these families, these 84 families, CPD pursues every case with the same intensity, commitment, and resolve. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. We'll take any questions at this time.
Chief, can you comment on a motive in this case? I mean, why did he allegedly kill Monique and Spencer and also leave the children alive?
At this time, we cannot comment on the motive. Again, part of the investigation.
Did you find any other evidence in the home in Lincoln Park?
What I can tell you is that we did search his property and we have evidence, but I can't speak to any specific evidence.
You said there were no signs.
Can you tell us which police agency arrested him and where he was taken into custody in Rockford?
Sure. This case is a great example of partnerships. So our partners with Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF, federal agents, took him into custody very close to his place of employment.
What can you tell us about McKee's whereabouts between the day of the crime and the day he was picked up?
Part of the investigation, unfortunately, as we talked about, we're not able to share specifics. But what we can tell you is that we have evidence that he was there during the time of the actual homicides.
You said there were no signs of forced entry. Are you able to say any more about how he got into the house?
Unfortunately, we're not able to talk about that at this moment.
Is there any indication he had interactions with the kids or the kids may have seen or heard anything at this point?
We don't have that information. Again, part of the investigation, there's just certain things we can't talk about.
Neighbors had said that they had seen McKee in the neighborhood and in front of the Tepe home days before the homicide. Can you confirm that?
At this time, we're unable to talk about specific information. But again, when we get additional information, we'll be more happy to share it to the public.
I know this is an ongoing investigation. I don't know if you can say this, but obviously they were divorced. Are you able to say anything about their relationship after that divorce? It was in 2017. Were they civil? I know he had a second wife as well.
Again, there is, the investigation is still ongoing. Just understand, we're still collecting information. We're still going through a lot of evidence, and there's just some things that we can't speak to right now.
Can you talk about the...
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what they end up finding out about the motive here, because if they weren't in contact, which they wouldn't have any reason to be, they didn't have any kids together, the marriage was ended, she had moved on with her life seemingly, and how would he have known that she was there? How would he have had access to the house? A lot of information needs to be brought to light here. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. And thank you again. Shout out to CPE over on the Cash App. He said, Oh man, what does CPE say? I gotta read this. He said, "Insert required note here." I appreciate you, man, and thank you for the love. We've got over 6,000 of y'all in the building. Can we get every single one of you to like the video? Likes are free, helps the channel continue to grow. It takes less than a second to do. So if y'all could, please make sure that you do that as we get into our next topic, because we've got more information on the subject that we just talked about. And it's starting to get interesting because Michael's going to make his first appearance in court, and we're going to get to see that here. So let me go ahead and update this. Hopefully y'all be able to see that, and we'll get into it. Thank you for being here, CPE. I appreciate it. So we've got the first court appearance here from Michael McKee. If you don't know who Michael McKee is, I promise you will definitely after this video and moving into the future, because this case is crazy. Michael McKee involved allegedly in the murder of his ex-wife and her new husband. Now he's making his first court appearance. Obviously, we're going to get to hear what he's going to plea. I can imagine that he's going to plead not guilty. I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and then we'll get into some more information about what's going on in this case.
Call the table, Michael McKee.
Alexander. Third quarter, the defendant is present in custody.
Your name, sir, for the record?
Michael McKee.
Have you had a chance to speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your position at this time?
Yes, at this time, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. McKee, I will assert his right to counsel. I will assert his right to remain silent.
He's going to have a public defender.
And Mr. McKee believes that the most expeditious manner in which he may defend himself against the charges pending in Ohio and to plead not guilty would be to waive his right to an extradition hearing and to have a governor's warrant and to agree to his immediate transportation to Ohio.
Understood, thank you. We will set this matter then for 2 o'clock on Monday for status on the transfer.
Thank you.
Anything else we can do today?
Not from you, sir.
It's a big dude.
Thank you, Kirk. Thanks, everyone.
All right, so now we'll get into this next video from News Nation, which is actually going to break down what happened behind the scenes and what information that we have here. Check this out.
This shocking twist in the double homicide of an Ohio dentist and his wife that happened just before New Year's. A suspect now charged and arrested, and we are learning he was previously married to one of the victims. Michael McKee is now facing 2 counts of murder in connection with the deaths of Spencer and Monique Tepe. Now, he is Monique's ex-husband. The couple was found fatally shot in their Ohio home while their 2 children and the dog were unharmed inside. Police were able to zero in on him as a suspect because of surveillance video in the neighborhood around the time the couple was murdered. Now, from those videos, they tracked McKee's vehicle, finding it in Rockford, Illinois.
That's crazy. They've got a video of him walking away from the crime scene. Come on,
as a
man.
suspect because of surveillance video in the neighborhood around the time the couple was murdered. Now, from those videos, they tracked McKee's vehicle, finding it in Rockford, Illinois. McKee is expected to appear in court in Illinois tomorrow, Monday. A new development tonight, a community coming together to honor Spencer and Monique for their funeral that took place today. And for more, we are joined by Jennifer Coffendoffer tonight, law and justice contributor for News Nation and former special agent with the FBI. Jennifer, thanks for joining us on this case.
Shout out to Jennifer. She does some good work.
And one of the details early on in this investigation, both the children were found physically unharmed inside of the house.
Thank
No
God.
signs of forced entry at that home. What does that information immediately indicate about the person who did this?
Well, it indicated certainly that they knew this couple well, that they had staked out the location well. It was also very clear they knew where the camera locations were because they evaded a lot of camera coverage, it would seem. And so somehow he came across that entry code to enter the residence.
McKee himself, a vascular surgeon in Illinois.
Wow. So he was able to get into their house using the code. I wonder if he had been stalking her for a while. That's shocking.
Illinois and California, according to the Columbus Dispatch. His medical license record showing no disciplinary history or no malpractice there. And then his criminal records only showing traffic-related tickets in the past. He has been charged. He has not been convicted. Are you surprised by the previous profile of this suspect?
Not really. When I look at this case, we knew it was going to be very personal for somebody to go up in the bedroom and kill these individuals with a gun. So we knew it was very personal, somebody who knew them. What is interesting, though, this divorce happened about 9 years ago. They were married for such a brief time, only 7 months. And so that is strange, but I think it was a deep-seated resentment and hate that just built up and finally came to this conclusion.
And we know the murders happened just before the couple was about to celebrate an anniversary. I mean, is there anything to that timing that is significant or jumping out to you?
I think it could be. You know, when I look back at the Brown University shootings, Natasha, remember that individual, now that we have his sort of manifesto of why he did it, he had a deep-seated resentment that stayed with him for 3 years. I think that this could be a situation that's very similar, that it just built up over time and finally came to a head. And probably that anniversary could have been part of the reason.
Talk to me more about how this suspect was identified and found, because you say he did seem to have some knowledge of surveillance cameras and trying to evade them, but he was ultimately found, interestingly, through surveillance footage in that neighborhood that police used. They saw him entering around the time before this was suspected to happen and then leaving afterwards, and then they used all of this to track his vehicle during a 10-day manhunt. Walk us through what that investigation looks like.
Right, exactly, Natasha. He couldn't evade all the cameras. There were just too many ring cameras and street cameras, and that footage
like
from
he wasn't
that
even
alley
trying
between 2 and 5 a.m. was critical for law enforcement. Once they had him on camera, they could continue following that path that he took, which ultimately led to the vehicle he entered. That vehicle he entered then was registered to him. It was his vehicle, and they found him in Illinois. So great police work in tracking through that video surveillance.
And
yeah, this is the definition of a crash out. For some reason, this guy crashed out, probably jealousy, especially since it was right before their anniversary, probably stalking them, went crazy. And we'll never get to hear from Dominique what she saw in her relationship and maybe why she was so concerned and ended up divorcing him after a couple of years. But maybe this is a reason. So sad, man. Trying to move on from this crazy situation and having this happen.
Obviously, this case so tragic, and one thinks about these 2 young children, the dog in the house. Is there anything that we should be taking away from a case like this?
Watch your
think
six.
The one thing is if there is a domestic situation that just keeps on lingering, and I would believe it's going to come out that some people knew about maybe some issues, maybe a recontract, maybe had some concern, that they really have to take these things seriously. This individual was obviously, if it ends up being him, very disturbed.
And tell me more about that, Jennifer. If someone like the wife here, Monique, were to have reached out to you before this happened and say, I'm concerned, I have an ex, he's not letting us be, what would you tell them to do?
Well, first of all, I would say, obviously, get rid of all contact, block everything, don't let them communicate. Secondarily, I would say, get rid of those punch pad entry codes. Too many people likely had that. They had their wedding there. You need deadbolts. You need locks on your doors that are secure, that no one knows except for your family.
That's
Those were the
crazy.
two major things that I think might have led to this.
Jennifer Coughlin.
Yeah, or at least have a couple of ways of accessing or locking or securing the area. Don't just rely on that one way. Very, very sad situation, man. And again, this guy just crashes out for whatever reason. Doesn't even care. He's walking back knowing the cameras is there. Yeah, he has a hoodie on, but obviously his cars are in the area. He wasn't even trying to get away with this. The job's done. Her life is gone. Man, to anybody that's in this type of situation, just get out. It's not even worth it. As Jennifer said, block them, get rid of them, remove them, whatever you got to do. Because you hear this story far too often, and I've heard it even personally before. Let me know what y'all think in the comments in the chat. People crazy out here, man. Shout out to Mr. Brown over there double dipping. What are you doing, Mr. Brown? Just dropped the 20 bomb again with another super chat. Just showing love. He says family is so precious. Amen to that, man. Amen to that. That's sad. So sad to see this type of situation go down. Could it have been prevented? I don't know. I say this all the time. I mean, if somebody wants to get you, they got one shot. All they need is one. And I mean, I guess it applies literally, but in this case, all they need is one shot, one opportunity to get you, and they could. And that could be the end of it. So he had to have been, because I can't imagine she would have shared that information with him with the pen pad. She had to have been stalking. That's the only way this could have went down. Or he had to have been stalking them. Because how does he get access to the house that way? It's crazy. What if it is a she? Oh, you mean what if the person seen in the video was a she? I guess it's possible. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you to half of you. Half of you liked the video so far. Thank y'all for the love. Again, guys, it's free. I don't ask for much, but it is free. So please, please, please make sure you like the video. We got to talk about this ICE situation. I know a lot of you are wondering what's going on with the ICE situation. We're going to get into it here shortly. We've covered everything that's happening with the Renee Good situation involving the ICE officer. Y'all know my stance on this. There's been a lot of differing views. People have been disappointed. People have been upset about me saying that Renee was responsible for where she was at. She shouldn't have been there interfering with law enforcement. And a lot of it is her fault. Let's be real. She avoided and didn't listen to the officers when they gave her lawful commands. She moved her vehicle not once, but twice, and potentially could have hit an officer who had already been hit by someone before and severely injured. So now, as a result of this, we've heard craziness has been going on in Minneapolis. They've been 1,000 more troops deployed there. People are protesting in the streets, and there's contention with ICE more now than ever. You've got the mayor, who is, in my opinion, inciting some of the issues that are being had here, going against and speaking against ICE, when the evidence clearly shows that Renee was in the wrong here. Totally and completely in the wrong. Could the officer have shown some more restraint? Sure. Could he have been, was he in fear for his life? I think that's going to be the story here. So let's see what's going on there in Minneapolis, and if ICE is actually able to do their job or do any good. Check this out.
Back off, guys. Let them work. Back off.
Let them work.
The one you're arresting is the true American hero. Off the street. Back it up. Off the street.
And they've actually got Border Patrol there. Homeland Security's in the area. Border Patrol is there. Over 1,000 troops are out there now because of this entire situation in Minneapolis. It's wild. Think him. Unnecessary.
I'm trying to tell you. That's twice we tell you get back. That's twice. Get off the street. Get off the street, sir. Get off the street. I'm telling you right now, get off the street now.
Crazy.
Get your foot in there. He's fighting. He assaulted agents. Get off the street. Let us clear out. Get off the street. No.
Absolute chaos. And again, the mayor, you didn't hear anything from the mayor saying, hey guys, we'll handle this on our end. We'll figure out a way to make ICE go away because I don't like ICE. I don't stand with ICE. Just don't go in the street. Don't prevent them from doing what they're lawfully allowed to do. No, continue to double down. Say, yeah, that's right, Renee. Oh, poor Renee. She should have been allowed to nearly run over the officer with their car and bump him and hit him with their car. No problem at all. Sad. Look at this, man. Come on. Can y'all imagine if roles were reversed? Put a uniform on this guy and put this guy in regular clothes. What are we doing here? Look at this. This is real. This is real life.
Even the ICE in Minnesota don't want you here. Back home! Shame! Shame! I think shame! They're the last out. Nobody else is left. Are you Mexican? Not, he ain't back there. Bro, he's not a Mexican. I see. He's up there. Just go.
You can hear this guy's getting irritated already. I don't know which is worse, knowing that ICE is in your neighborhood working to remove illegal immigrants or people who are here illegally or people who are committing crimes, or this. I don't know. This is crazy. This is real life. Oh, and there's more. This isn't as bad as far as the noise. And again, y'all bear with the audio because this is what's happening in real life. Protesters continue to go back and forth with these ICE agents. Continue to get in their face. I mean, they're probably so many battery charges that could be passed around from these guys. Is how much the amount of spit and yelling they're getting in their face is crazy. Here you go. This one's not as bad. Antagonizing is putting it lightly. Looking like ICE found the guy they were looking for. Say, hey, brother, what are you doing here? We need to have a conversation. Yikes. And if y'all can't hear, he's saying, hey, man, y'all got to stop with the BS. If you don't, you could possibly be arrested. and possibly charged with a federal crime. Jeez, man.
¿Dónde? ¿Qué piensa de lo que está pasando? Sí, pues es que son autoridades. Excuse me, guys.
I can't imagine.
So were you explaining to him that they can be arrested? I'm a reporter. I just want to ask want to make sure what you were telling those guys. You were saying they could be arrested?
He said, you about to find out. Watch this. Got another one. That's tough. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, this man might have been, gosh, this is going to make me sound so racist. This guy just might have been able to find work. I'll put it that way. This poor man might have just been trying to find work. But at the end of the day, if this person, even if it was a little old granny, a little old abuela, if they're here illegally and they're not supposed to be here, they are a criminal. Two things can be true. This could be a sad situation. You can also be breaking a federal law. So gotta get your ass out of there. Sorry.
See, look, he's fine. Everybody's fine. He's fine.
He's okay. We're just gonna send him back to.
Randomly asking people like if they're American? I don't understand. I thought, is that what's happening? Are you guys just looking for people profiling? How's this working?
Someone asked a great question in the chat. Doesn't anyone have a job to be at? What's the rest of that? Other responsibilities to handle? My Lord. Apparently not. Or maybe they're paid to do this. Again, that's a conversation for another day we won't get into on this show, but that's also a possibility. Keep that in mind.
Can you explain how you guys are choosing who you stop for?
If this were happening in my neighborhood, it would be crazy.
I mean, I think that, I'm a teacher, and I think that the fact that ICE has been targeting schools around here, making it difficult for children to just get a public education, terrorizing parents. I mean, living here, I think this is a neighborhood that is
Wait. They're making it. Did he say they're making it difficult? Making it difficult how?
This is it's terrorism. I mean, I think that, I'm a teacher, and I think that the fact that ICE has been targeting schools around here, making it difficult for children to just get a public education, terrorizing parents.
I see. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think ICE needs to go to the schools in the middle of school to do X, Y, and Z. Unless they're arresting a teacher. I mean, then maybe so. But what would ICE be doing at a school would be my question. I haven't seen that. Maybe you guys can enlighten me in the comments in the chat. I'm sure you will.
Living here, I think this is a neighborhood that is neighborly. People look out for each other. Kids are playing out on the street in each other's homes. The fact that I have to worry about my kids being outside because of this sort of terrorism happening out front is ridiculous.
Yeah, hopefully ICE agents aren't going up in schools. That would be kind of wild. I haven't seen that, but it's possible, I guess.
Sam, get on call.
This is the phone that I think one of those people had.
Oh, look at this guy snitching. I'm just trying to help, guys. It's gotten crazier in Minneapolis and other places, Texas, California. And we're going to keep talking about this because I think it needs to be shown how things are going on both sides. ICE is there to do a job. Is there a situation with Renee Good sad? Yes. Was it avoidable? Absolutely. Does it have to happen? No. Just protest. You can protest. There's no need to get in the officer's face, block traffic, impede with and interfere with law enforcement. It's just not smart. And maybe to some people it's worth it, but it's not going to make a difference. It doesn't make a difference at all. And they still have a job to do. And I actually wanted to get into some of the people who were arrested, and you can even go to the ICE website. And we're going to get into this in another video, because this just happened not long after Renee Good was shot. And in that area, that ICE arrested convicted predator who was allowed to roam free in Minneapolis because of Governor Tim Walz and Mayor Jacob Fry, sanctuary policies. And it goes on to talk about him here. We're going to get into the full article in another video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. All right, y'all. I know it was a quick one. Shout out again to my guy, Mr. Brown, and everybody who showed support. But we will be back here tomorrow morning because we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about some more updates with Michael McKee and a bunch of other stuff. The teacher may be talking about when an illegal fled into a school and they chased in after him. Oh, interesting. Oh, well, that is what it is. I mean, do you guys want a criminal running through your kid's school? I don't. Hey, ICE, here you go. You want me to open the door for you? Go get him. Other than that, I've not seen or heard of ICE going to schools. That doesn't make sense to me either. Thank you to everybody who's in here. Thank y'all so much for liking the video. We had them go in a high school in Columbus. Really? I'm going to have to look that up. They went in there where they... Interesting. That seems like it's going too far, objectively speaking. Show us the evidence. It's just this guy saying that, yeah, school is kind of crazy, getting a public education based on my tax money. If that's what he meant, if they're taking, I don't know what he meant by that, but I'll have to look into that and see what's going on with the situation with them going to schools. Because if that's the case, then ICE they need to be called out about that. That's going too far and unnecessary. Either way, I appreciate y'all. Hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon. We got a lot of content dropping for you guys later, so make sure you stay tuned and locked in for that. And as always, you know what to do. Have a great day. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We going out of here. Peace. Y'all are amazing, man. Thanks for the love. Shout out to Mr. Brown. Shout out to CPE. I appreciate y'all.